positive heads out there. It's so good to be back with all you beautiful reflections of the one source consciousness that creates and animates all things. If you're new to this podcast, of course, we are super happy to have you here, and we just ask that you bring an open mind and heart to your listening experience and to be prepared to explore vantage points that I'm convinced will help shift or solidify your current understanding of the ultimate nature of reality in a way that is extremely empowering. Speaking of exploring powerful perspectives, I would like to gift my book, The Golden Key, Modern Alchemy to Unlock Infinite Abundance to you at goldenkey.gift, where you can get the audio or ebook as my gift to you by using the code POSITIVEHEAD at checkout.
All right, all you positive heads, welcome one and all. I am super excited that you've joined me today on this especially magical day today, because I have two lovely light workers, Tracie, Mahan, and Leah Ray. Thank you guys so much for joining me today.
Woo! So excited to be here.
Thank you so much for having us.
I love having you guys on, and I know the listeners love having you guys on too. And so I love bringing you on. And I also wanted to tell our listeners we have a little announcement about our event that we're doing in Jupiter. So this is a live event that we're doing in Jupiter, Florida, but we have a little addition. Tracie, tell them about it.
I love it. Passing that on. Okay, you guys. Well, we still have room for more live people, so don't get confused with that. We have a couple more spots left for that. But we've had a lot of requests for a Zoom option or a virtual option because some people can't make the travels. And so we put our heads together and we're working that out, and we think we have it all figured out. So within the next 24 to 48 hours, we are going to launch our Zoom option for the event, which will include our intentions are to include the recording of that with your option to purchase. And if you signed up for the live event and you're going to be there in person, don't worry, you're included in that Zoom video addition to it at the end of the thing. When we get it all edited out, anyone that participated in our live event will get a copy of that video. So that's an extra incentive to join this amazing group in Jupiter, Florida, either through Zoom or in person. We've got room for everybody. So I'm excited about that. That's going to be fun to open it up and make it more international, and, or for those who just can't, break free for more than the 3 days of the event. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm really excited about that too, especially with the video recording after. We're going to be doing a lot of interactive work. And so having that video after, you have these tools that you can continue to work with and play with.
Yeah.
So really, really fun, because this work, it takes constant practice. It takes constant, for me anyway, it's a daily conscious effort to put the effort, not effort, there's no efforting involved, but to put the intention towards, the focus towards, to take the time out for yourself in this way, right? So something it's
you
really
guys, it's gonna be so incredible, because we've got the amazing little Leah Ray here, who's going to be doing the Akashic records and bringing us into the knowledge of our Akashic records. We've got you, Erica, talking about how this connection with this cosmic version of everything, all these other planetary beings and our higher selves and all the different ways to channel energy. And we're going to bring in channels. We're all going to bring messages in. We got Sarah coming in, bringing in hypnosis to connect us to those other aspects of ourselves that are incarnated on other planets. I mean, the list can go on and on.
It does
really, you guys, we're like, we're going to run out of time. So
right.
Yeah, but it's going to be such a fun event. And so I'm very excited, and I'm excited. Those of you who are already signed up and you're listening, get excited with us, because this is incredible. We're going to have fun. And I love seeing who's signing up, because I in my mind, I imagine the people that I know that are signing up, it's like, they're going to meet this person. Oh, and they're going to meet that person. Yep. And so, it's like all your little people are meeting each other, and it's so fun.
And this is one of the main reasons to do a gathering like this, is to gather with tribe, to gather with like-minded souls. And it's so important right now with the energies that we're experiencing and the energies that we're moving towards. It's so important to get with your people, right?
Yeah. And I want to say just really quick also about the space that we have that we're working in. We found this property that's on 1.3 acres that we're going to credit Leah for that, because she masterfully went right into the internet and bam, it was the first thing that showed up and is so perfect. And it's surrounded with trees and grass, and we got places outside to be, we got places inside we can be. It's air conditioned and it is in Florida, so that's a good thing. And you know, if like me, I'm in Oregon where it rains, cloud, rains. It's doing it right now, and the wind's blowing and it's gusty outside. And in my mind, I'm like, oh, I get to be in Florida in December, and it's going to be sunshine and clear skies, right? Clear skies, sunshine. We're all manifesting that. But I'm really excited about the venue that we have for this event as well. It's going to be a great property to hold such a spiritual, big, massive vortex of energy going on there. So
absolutely, lots of connection in so many different ways, and having that nature there, that's one of the ways that people connect to their higher aspects, right?
Yeah.
Getting in nature is such an easy way.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things I wanted to talk about today as well, is the other dimensions that we experience, the multi-dimensional realities that are infinite. Like you were talking about, there's all these different things that we could possibly experience because these experiences are infinite out there. And so I wanted to get into a little bit like the things that we see in the other dimensional realities, or even the commonalities. So Leah, why don't you go first? When you're doing Akashic record readings, like what's something that you commonly see in the other dimensions?
Oh, let's see. I actually, it's very interesting because I always say I go up there. So wherever I'm going, it feels like it's in a higher realm. And I see, for me, I get visuals really quickly of how I know when I'm in the records. So some people see a library. I see something different. And it's just, I just know I'm in the presence of it. And I'm just, it's like an energy comes over me as well, which is, I feel at peace. My whole body just calms down. I'm just honored and grateful to be able to be in that presence. So when I'm there, I'm like, oh my gosh. So it depends. Like, it's really fascinating because I've been doing it for many years now, and certain traumas show up in the same way. For even, it doesn't matter the person, but their trauma can be completely different. So, but it's always shown for me a symbol in a certain way where it's the same symbol for the specific trauma. So I know what they've dealt with, what we can work on, what I always ask for their guides and my guides, and I call on other archangels to help assist. But usually, like the heavier traumas, they just give specifics so that I don't have to go into detail. I can just say, this is what's being shown. But then on the lighter note, I can see when somebody is shifting. Like yesterday, I had a person that pivoted, and they pivoted into a higher frequency, and they pivoted into just a better space for themselves. And they were able to see the path that they were on previously, and then I was able to see where they were heading and what options were there for them. So that's really cool because I get to see potential options that they could pass, that they could travel, and they can't see it yet because they're usually in the thick of it. Like one woman 2 days ago, they were showing her, she was in the jungle. She has to do the bird's eye view and get out of the jungle because she was in the thick, heavy, just beautiful weeds, but it was too much for her. So they asked her to see it from the bird's eye view and get out of that. So it's always fun because everyone's so different and unique, but there are some common things that I get to experience.
Yeah, for sure. Tracie, what do you notice?
Oh my gosh, everything's so expansive. And I think my playground is seeing where my limits are. It's like, oh, I went and did this. What if I went even further? What if I did something even bigger? what if I just kept going? What's after that? What's after that? And so I'm like a little child, like, what's that? What's that? What's that? And getting out there into the bigger, the craziness of it. Now, this week it's been a fun week in the sense that weird things are happening. Like I literally was standing in the grocery store looking at a sign that said 2 for $10. And I was contemplating, do I want to? And then I took my eyes off the sign and looked down the aisle and then came back to it and looked down. It's 2 for $10. I'm like, well, if I got that, is that something that the kids would want to have as well? And so I'm doing the grocery shopping thing and contemplating, do I want this thing for 2 for $10? Looked at the sign twice. Third time I looked at it, 2 for $12. I'm like, oh, that was clever. So clever. And today I had a session. It was an online session. My phone did its little buzz thing, letting me know, oh, you didn't shut the sound off of that. So in front of this client, I'm shutting my sound off, and I put the phone down. And about 5 minutes later, buzz, buzz, buzz. And I was like, picked up the phone. It hadn't been muted. And I said, you watched me do that. It's on the recording. It's like, it's happening. And so we're jumping these timelines, and we're experiencing these alternate realities. And I've even heard this week that on the 20th and 21st, there was an asteroid or a meteor shower, something of that nature. I haven't researched any of it, but I was told that there was a meteor shower, and that friend of mine, her friend, had a dream that this cosmic looking being came to her in this dream and said the world was destroyed in that meteor shower, but humanity wasn't done with what they were doing, so we reset it. And she got up at 5 o'clock that morning. I got up at 5 o'clock that morning. That's what caught my attention with her, because she was posting something weird's going on. I was wide awake at 5 a.m. I was like, wait a minute, I was wide awake at 5 a.m. What's going on? And then that friend that had the cosmic being visit her was up at 5 a.m. And then her sister messaged her and said, I saw your post. I was up at 5 a.m. also. So there was like this weird thing going on. And there's lots of things going on in the planet right now. And there's so many things that if we can expand our minds and know that we have multiple dimensions, multiple timelines, multiple outcomes, resets and redos and all the things, and just play in that.
Yeah.
What's that like? And it's like just being open to all of it being a possibility. It doesn't have to be right, wrong, or true or false. It's just a possibility. That's fun.
That's super fun. And like Leah was just saying, like when she's reading the records, she's reading all these different possibilities. So we can choose all these different avenues. And like Dolores used to talk about this a lot in her books, where every single choice that we make actually continues down a reality in and of itself. So that choice that we made to not get married to that person or to get married to that person, both those timelines actually exist and are playing out in another dimensional reality.
Yeah. Or what college did you go to? Or
imagine the incredible fabric of reality, all these little threads of possibilities that each and every one of us have created.
Yeah.
That's fascinating.
It is fascinating.
Before we continue on with today's episode, I'd like to take a quick moment to tell you about a podcast called Stories of Impact. As those of you that have been listening for a while know, I am always excited to get the word out there about other inspiring and insightful shows. Stories of Impact is just that. It features stories of new scientific research on human flourishing that translates these basic discoveries into practical tools. It brings a mix of curiosity, compassion, and creativity that is suitable for all ages, and it's stewarded by journalist Richard Sergey and acclaimed writer-producer Tavia Gilbert, who shine a spotlight on the human impact at the heart of a cutting-edge social and scientific research project, which was made possible through the generous support of a grant from Templeton World Charity Foundation. So if you're looking for scientific research-backed stories and tools to aid and inspire you on the path to becoming the greatest and grandest version of yourself, be sure to check out the Stories of Impact podcast.
And
Yeah.
it's so much fun because I think when we're all opening up to the space, it's almost like seeds get to be planted. Like a lot of times people's guides will weed negative patterns that aren't, serving their highest good. So they'll weed them out and then replant possibilities of, the way they explain it to me is, let's deposit good vibes to your future self. Let's create your future self, and what does that future self feel like, and what is the future self doing? But it's almost like they give breadcrumbs to get there, which weren't previously, they were there, but they weren't really, I guess people couldn't see it or feel it because they had to clear out all the other stuff first and replant. So it's almost like it's so much fun because you get to see how, wow, that one seed of beautiful, positive energy created a whole new path for this person, and it helped them find their true potential, which is so much fun.
Mm-hmm. And seeing it too from that higher dimensional perspective, like you were talking about with your other client, like getting up above the trees to see from that bird's eye view. That right there
Yeah.
plants such a wonderful seed when we can look at things from a different perspective.
Yeah.
Absolutely. The bigger picture. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, Erica, when you're in those other realms, what happens?
Do you know what's funny? Well, I don't know if it's funny, fun. I always go to the same place in my mind. And where I go is a cave. And this cave has different avenues and different aspects to it, different rooms, and the different rooms are for different things and different beings, even in different rooms that I can talk to, or even just a healing room. Um, there's a room there's a room to read for me, like read a screen if I wanted to read for someone, or there's a room for me to download information, like where I can access directly through like the cosmic computer type of thing.
Mm.
So those are just some examples.
So much fun. I
Yeah.
love it.
Oh, and I will say this healing room, I love this healing room because it's all crystal. And the crystal will change colors depending on what I'm needing that day. So,
Nice.
I've
yeah.
had clients
Wow.
that had crystal rooms for the healing. I mean, I've had my own, thanks to Tracie. We would go to I call it the sacred divine healing space, but yeah, mine looks like that when I work with Tracie. But I've had clients that also, there's a crystal energy in different colors. So it's cool
Yeah,
that there's some similarities.
Yes.
I do
Well,
like that. Yeah.
let's talk about the multidimensional space where the crystal castle and the crystal everything is.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I went to an alternate reality, doing some beautiful herbs, and I didn't read up on these herbs, because I didn't want that to be already pre-programmed in my head. And I went immediately to the Crystal Palace. And so it was really fascinating because my friend that decided to journey later, do using the same herb, basically was, like, oh, how do you know you made it? He was very, he wanted to get to the Crystal Palace, and I don't know if he ever made it there, but like my first journey, I got there and I didn't even know what it was. I was like, oh my God, I think I went through the back door. But it was so fun because like he was dreaming to do this crystal, and I was like, oh, I just showed up there and they let me in. But it was really cool because I didn't know that was a thing. And then I read books about it later, and I was like, oh my God, I was there.
There.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. I love looking things up online and seeing somebody had made an art piece that looks like something I saw. So then I'm like, well, then they saw it too,
Yeah.
And so more solidification, more validation that that's a thing, it's a place, other people are seeing it, it's an experience. Yeah, but a lot of the crystal cities and there's a lot of things going on with our planet right now with all the healing that has been going through and just getting to do sessions with people. I know you guys are all doing the sessions as well, and just getting the information. There's a lot of people on the planet right now that have come into the planet because they were part of creating planetary systems like this.
Mhm.
And doing wellness checks on the planet and coming in and doing lifetimes just to check in on the planet.
Yeah.
And now there's a whole bunch of people here that have done those things that are, helping the healing of the planet, purging the energy of the ancestors, the war, all the denser energies. And it's just been an incredible journey of learning and understanding what's going on with the planet. Why are things the way they are right now? And this big purge that we're doing. And yeah, we all wish that purge could be like a 24-hour flu, but we're getting through it and making our way through this big purge. But the dimension that waits for us, if we could all just realize, because it's like we're not putting our head in the sand by not looking at the damage, the fighting, the detrimental things. We have to keep our focus on something that's joyful, that's loving, that's kind, because that's raising the vibration to that dimension that we want to be in, where those illnesses and pains and hurts and suffering don't exist, because they can't exist in that vibration. That's where we're heading, but we can't get there if we keep sinking back into the other realm, right? And so I think, we get to do this teeter-totter thing for a while where we keep going back and forth. And then as we keep holding and sustaining more and more of the joy and the fun and the bliss and the following our dreams and activating those things, that we are creating that world that we've been dreaming of. And that's how it happens. That's how it evolves, is as a society, more and more of us keep doing that, more and more of us keep doing that. And then bam, we've tipped the scale, and now we're helping everybody else come on over. So we're in such a neat time. But I get asked that a lot, and I'm guessing you guys do too. Where's the new Earth?
Mm-hmm.
When's this big bang gonna happen? When's the flash? When's the thing? And I don't know. I've never seen it that way. But yet that doesn't mean that reality doesn't exist,
Mm-hmm.
that those events aren't happening. But in the world, in the timeline I'm in, I don't see it like that. I see it more like a gradual evolving into this place.
Yeah.
What do you guys get with that?
I see that too. For me, it has to be a gradual evolving, because that energy is so intense. And if our bodies or our minds aren't ready for that energy, then it's like sending too much electrical energy through a power thing, and whatever those things are called, and it would blow it up, and
Yeah.
we would essentially blow up our minds and bodies if it went too fast. So it has to go very gradually in this way, in my mind.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Here's another thing that I was told, and why not just play on a broadcast with this question? I was told probably about 3 weeks ago or more, that we're going to see more and more people decide to exit the planet, but not, it's going to look like they're leaving the planet, right? But what they're actually doing is they are trading up for a new body, because the older generation, their body, the upgrade their body would be too much for their body. So they're choosing to exit the body and come into the new ones. And they're coming into families that are supporting the new way of thinking. They're coming into the new DNA. They're coming into the new frequencies in these new bodies after working all these years in that other body to get the world ready for their new body. I'm like, man, that makes so much sense. And so we're seeing people exit, loved ones and stuff that are exiting the planet. And a lot of them are doing that because they want to return in this new body. So what do you guys think of that concept or that idea?
That makes sense to me. What do you think, Leah?
Yeah, I mean, I had a lot of messages about 2 years ago that there was going to be a mass exodus, and it was to, everyone was playing their role, of course, but there was, I just heard there was toxic overload. That was, their bodies weren't going to function in their highest frequency, so they had to exit. And it was even though some of it was subconscious, it was their higher self. It was willing to sign up for it. And it just showed that it was also going to help when we journey further, that there's only some people that are, having these new bodies because they're of high frequency. They can't have toxic overload. So And it can be from anything. It can be from the environment, what they eat, the air, what they're putting in their bodies, and so there's so many elements, but even their
Yeah.
thoughts, because what I would see is I would call them black parasites when I would see them and when I do body scans on people. And I couldn't figure out like what they were. And then over years, I was like, oh, okay, some of them are from negative thoughts, just replaying over and
Oh.
over.
Mhm.
But then some are from, just their lifestyle, which just was a gradual effect of constant toxins, just overload. But it was fascinating because those toxins, unfortunately, would cause the negative, or let's say thoughts that aren't helping them. So it would be this vicious cycle. So they had to clear out the toxins to then think differently and to allow possibilities and to allow their body to be in alignment, to heal. But a lot of them it was too much. So that makes sense, Tracie, that you saw that and heard that because it is sometimes just easier to reincarnate into a higher frequency body.
Well, we get so attached to these bodies, right? And these identities that we forget that it's kind of like going into your closet and changing clothes.
Right.
Oh my God. I have to tell you, because that reminded me, somebody literally was told in the one session, they need to see their body as a jumpsuit and energetically zip down like one of those onesies, like a ski suit, and zip it down, climb out of it, and then climb into a better one that's going to be high frequency, and leave that one in the closet just to remind her, it was a female, that she doesn't need to go there. It's there hanging, but she doesn't have to participate and be in that one anymore.
Cool.
That's so awesome. I love that. Because you know what you just made me think of too, every time I have a client who, I shouldn't say every time, many times, when I have a client who is in another dimensional reality or they're doing other planetary work and then traveling through dimensions, there is typically a suit, like a multi-dimensional suit, right?
So cool.
Right.
Ooh.
Yeah. So I love that visualization because we can all do that. Like these places, these multi-dimensional places that we go to, we're told also in sessions all the time, this is a place you can go to in your mind. Come here and spend some time here, feel the love here, feel the peace here. And the way that we go there is in our mind, right? So in our mind, we can also put on whatever our multi-dimensional spacesuit looks like. And if that's what makes it easier for us to travel as a tool, right? Then, hey, we have them anyway, right?
Exactly.
What ours is. Yeah.
Love that.
It's beautiful.
Because it's fun. Yeah.
So many possibilities. So many.
All
Infinite,
happening right now.
Amount. Yes.
Yeah. Just got to catch that wave out there. The energy is all there.
Yeah.
Oh, the energy is so good, you guys. I love you so much. Thank you for being with me today. I love it when you're here because the energy is so good. I know you guys can all feel it.
Of course.
Pleasant. Thank you for having me, Erica.
Absolutely. And
thank you so much.
Absolutely. And we're going to put the link for the Journey to Jupiter event down in the show notes so you can all find it easy. And as usual, we're going to leave you with a song for today. This is called Blue Star Spiral by Geometry. Until next time, we love you all.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. Thank you. Blessings.
Also, before we cue up today's song, as a quick reminder, don't forget to download the Golden Key audio or ebook as my free gift to you at goldenkey.gift using the Golden Key code POSITIVEHEAD. And please, if you enjoy my gift, leave a positive review on Amazon so others can unlock their lives with the help of the Golden Key as well.